Go to New England 13-3. What a score. Let's hear from both quarterbacks, starting with Tom. Let's go. Get it, 12.
We had a lot of plays. I don't know if it affected them much there in the second half, certainly in the fourth quarter. You know, I thought we had a good time of possession, and that's, you know, sometimes when, you know, you make the most plays. So we moved the ball decent. We just couldn't get the points on the board, and for one reason or another. But in the end, it feels a lot better than last year when we did get some points on the board, and just a great win for our team.
Well, it's the toughest loss I've ever had. I mean, it kills. It's terrible, and you know, there are some good things you can take from it, but right now there's nothing. I mean, it's a game. I wish I would have played better. I wish we would have played better on offensively as a whole. You know, I wish I could have had a million plays back, but there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to learn and move forward.
32.9 points per game for the Rams this season, but it was not the offensive explosion we were all expecting from these two quarterbacks in this Super Bowl matchup. The 16 combined points, the fewest between two teams in all Super Bowl history. Gentlemen, biggest takeaway as we sort of, I don't know, I feel like I'm sort of like hungover from everything that happened, and we're still trying to piece it together here this morning. Biggest takeaway.
Julian Edelman is incredible. You know, one of the best postseason wide receivers of all time. He's second to Jerry Rice in catches. He passes Michael Irvin in yards, second to Jerry Rice, of course. And then when you look at yards in the Super Bowl, how about this list right here? Jerry Rice, number 1 with 589. Lynn Swann, 364. You know who's third on that list? Julian Edelman with 337.
Oh, man.
Just ahead of Andre Reed. The other three guys on that list are Hall of Famers. Julian Edelman has shown up big in the biggest of moments. And I get it. If you want to sit at home and argue and say, Nate, well, what about his regular season? What about Pro Bowls? Julian Edelman, for his entire career, has played for the most diverse offense in NFL history. He's not asked to put up 1,500 yards every year. He's asked to show up big in the biggest moments. And to me, that's not just one of the best wide receivers in the postseason. That's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. My takeaway is Julian Edelman, monster. 600-yard
games in the postseason for Edelman. The offense, he was definitely the superstar, well-deserving of the MVP. My takeaway is that if I could give away an MVP last night, it would be Brian Flores. Just take it and go, because we're talking offense and how that's what's ruling the NFL. No, defense won this thing for them. They forced 8 punts in the first 8 possessions for the Rams, were the second best offense in points per game in the National Football League this season. They sacked Goff 4 times. That's the second most he's been sacked all year. They hit him 12. He had been hit more than 8 times in a single game this season. That interception to Gilmore, you guys, I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming because they had pressured him the entire game, made him uncomfortable, erased the run. Gurley couldn't really find a rhythm. It was all so obvious all game long. And after that Titans game, I talked about this a lot leading up to this game, something happened. They adjusted after the bye, after getting blown out by Tennessee. They've allowed just 16.8 points a game. That is top 5 in the league. The defense sort of turned around. They came to play. They lose Patrick Chung. Flores still gets it done. And if you are a Miami Dolphins fan this morning, this is the one Patriots win you can get behind, because that's the kind of guy you're getting next season.
Big day for the Dolphins.
Big day.
You mentioned, Kay, the hangover that we have. And part of that is being irritated. I'm mad this morning. I'm mad at the Rams. And I think I speak for people who had Super Bowl parties yesterday, who invited their friends over, who planned on... The Rams offense, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I'm talking about starting the game with 8 straight punts, getting nothing from Todd Gurley again. Sean McVay comes out and says afterwards, I got out-coached. We know, Sean, you got badly out-coached. I love you, man, but Bill Belichick just put you over his knee. I'm tired of it. You know what the most frustrating part is?
You had a spanking last night?
Yeah, I think I got a big one. You might have got paddled last night, Peter. There was never a trick play, this crazy innovation. They couldn't get it going against the Saints, right? They ran something nuts. They jump-started the thing. They come out even in the third quarter when they had nothing, and that first drive, Gurley gets a run. Maybe we got it. Then Gurley, nothing, incomplete punt. I hate it. Where were the adjustments? I feel like McVay adjusted his offense fewer times than Adam Levine adjusted himself last night. It was nothing. And you know what I'm thinking during that game? Somebody give me the Saints on a plane. Can we get the Saints here for the second half? Because I know Drew Brees would not have been held to 3 points. I know they would not have been blanked. I'm sitting there frustrated, not to dig up the scar tissue. The Rams didn't show up on offense. Of all things, they're changing the game. I'm a genius. You're not changing squat. Give me the Saints on a plane, because they actually would have given us something. I hate it.
You know,
or maybe the Patriots would have stuffed the Saints too.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, look, I don't want to discredit the Rams' victory over the Saints, but I will say this. I spoke with McVay last week in L.A. I was in the building. I'm like, these guys are dialed in. Spoke with him yesterday before the game. I'm on the field. I'm talking to Sean, and he's saying, we got it. We're good. We feel good. These guys are great. We're up. Walked up and down that Rams sideline, talking to all the players. They were dialed in. They thought they had the game plan. They got the Mike Tyson treatment. They got punched in the face, and they never recovered.
So punch back.
The Chiefs were shut out in the first half of the AFC Championship game. They came back and scored 31 points on 31 plays against the Patriots. The Rams were shut out, and they scored 3 points. I am disappointed in the Rams, and my big takeaway is, what do we make of this team? Because they're going to be free agents. Was this a flash in the pan? And if it is a flash in the pan, what do we make of McVay? It was a 2-week buildup of the greatest coach of all time, this wonderful wonder kid. Guess what? He got his lunch served to him yesterday. How does he respond? Because I know right now he's frustrated, he's in pain, but I'm not sure there's any answers to how you could have changed things. That was horrendous.
Well said. We've got more takeaways here at is this a breakfast table? There's no breakfast on it. Maybe there should be in the next couple of hours. We'll be back.
Hotcakes, hello.
After this.